What's up? Welcome to the first episode of Rockin' and Talkin'. I'm L.A. Gore.
MSTmike3K.
We've been talking about doing this for how long now?
We've been talking about it for a long time. So.
Yeah, a very long time.
Yeah.
And it's Halloween, and
Right.
we figured the most fitting episode to do in honor of Ace Frehley would be our KISS rankings, because you guys all want to know what we think about the KISS albums.
Yeah.
When did you get into KISS? Like when was like your first memory?
All right, so I'm going to ask you the same question here. Mine is going to be very strange.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad bought this compilation CD at Big Lots in maybe like 1996.
Nice.
And it was a weird album, and it had a lot of songs on it that weren't their hits, that you would think of as hits from any band. And I remember No Stranger to Love by Black Sabbath being on it.
Okay.
And my first real KISS, I guess, thinking about KISS and loving KISS and whatnot and being like, man, this is cool. It was A Reason to Live by KISS. Was
oh,
on there.
nice. Okay.
So
Crazy
that
Nights.
was, I'm sure I had heard KISS,
Yeah.
we all did listening to the radio because Dad listened to the rock station and whatnot. I'm sure they played them, but I didn't really know. I didn't really think about it. But I knew that because I had the CD and I was looking at it, and that was the first song that I was like, KISS is pretty cool. I'm gonna
That's
check them
awesome.
out.
So Reason to Live off Crazy Nights.
Yes.
Right on.
Strange, I know. How about yourself?
The first real memory I have is my grandfather. He took me to like Walmart, and I think Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits was out. So that was the first actual thing and that I got, and I Love It Loud. I was obsessed with that, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think Eric Carr sang on Beth on a version of that on that album, and I was just hooked. Obviously all the good stuff off of Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits. Even Let's Put the X in Sex and You Make Me Rock Hard. Even those songs, I still find myself listening to those years later.
Most fun songs.
Yeah. But anyway, we're going to get started doing the ranking. I'm excited. You have not shared yours.
Nope.
I have not shared mine.
But I will say this first, just so everyone knows. This is being recorded on a VHS with a camcorder. So
absolutely.
This is a VHS tape recording, by the way.
Rocking and talking, keeping it old school.
That's right. That's right.
All right, so you want to go first? Should I go first?
I'll let you go first,
Okay,
and then it's good. And I got a feeling this is going to be a very, as you can tell, this is probably going to be a very different.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it. The only one I know is your number one, and I don't even think you know my number one. So
that's true.
However, my in very last place, and I will say there's really not a KISS album that I don't like, but they got to fall somewhere in the ranking. This is as close as I get to not liking a KISS album, though. No, probably no surprise here. This is 1981's Music from the Elder. They got Bob Ezrin back on this record after the success of Destroyer.
Right.
And honestly, I think they were drinking a little bit of their own Kool-Aid at this point. I mean, there is some stuff on it I do like. Under the Rose is really good. Obviously, The Oath. Even Ace's tracks on here, like Dark Light, I really like that one. But yeah, the whole concept about the Council of Elders getting a guy to go on an adventure to escape from Blackwell's Park or whatever they're talking about on it. I'm not as familiar with this album as I am others. But some of the stuff on here, I just can't really listen to. Not a bad KISS album. I mean, excuse me, not a bad album, but it's a pretty bad KISS album, if I'm being honest.
Right.
Anything that you want to add to this one?
No, I think you got it there.
Yeah.
It is not my first KISS album to be, which would be the back that I don't listen to, but it's right here. I'll reach over and grab it.
Yeah. Which one?
I want to know what you think about it here.
Oh yeah, Carnival of Souls. Yeah.
And maybe
now this is your in last place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
20.
I mean, just look at the liner notes. There is none.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I think about this album. There's nothing that I can even recall that even makes me want to go back and put it back in and play.
This is at kind of the bottom of my ranking as well. But there is stuff I like on it. I like Hate. I like Rain, Jungle, Master and Slave. I think I Walk Alone is the Bruce Kulick song that he sings on it.
I like Bruce a lot. I think he's
Yeah, yeah.
One of the greatest guitarists.
Of course, we know. Oh yeah, me too. Probably when it just comes to chops, the best player in KISS.
Absolutely.
And still to this day, the one flying the flag. I mean, he's the one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's you know, back in the day, we did an acoustic version of Hide Your Heart. And, sent it over to him, and he actually responded.
Very cool.
So that was pretty cool. I got a lot to say about that album. We'll wait until it gets to my ranking. Any other thing you want to add to it?
No, let's see. Let's keep it rolling. We'll see what's next.
Oh, well, actually, mine next is Carnival of Souls. So, yeah. You know, this wasn't even supposed to come out as an album. This was recorded as a follow-up to Revenge. But then the Unplugged stuff happened, and the KISS conventions happened, and they shelved this for the idea of doing a reunion tour. But it got bootlegged, and you know, then Gene was like, "Oh well, this is selling. Let's make it official. Let's make it official."
Right.
And it's kind of bittersweet because I personally, look, I'm an old school KISS guy, but the lineup of Eric Singer, Bruce Kulick for that Revenge album is really killer, and then Alive 3. So this album, if it had the full weight of what they were doing behind it, it could have been really great. Like Hate, again, I just said this, but Hate, Rain, Master and Slave, Childhood's End. This is a good album. It's just KISS and grunge don't mix.
Exactly.
KISS and grunge don't mix. And Hate is what I am, because underneath this heart there beats the soul of a man, or something like that. It's like, what are we doing here? We're a long way from Love Gun here. But still a solid album. I mean, any album with Singer and Kulick on it is not a bad album. I think they did some stuff together with like the Union and some other stuff like that. Eric Singer Project they were on together. I might be wrong about the Union thing, but I know they were on some ESP stuff together.
Very.
But anyway, yeah, that's my second to last. I think 19, Carnival of Souls.
Yep. And 19 for me, where are you? Way over here we go. Monster. What'd you feel about Monster anyhow?
Well, you tell us what you think first, because I think I'm right after you.
Oh, so, is that what's next?
Yeah, I think so. Yep. So ours is pretty...
When you talk about Monster, to me it was like, you know, it felt good to see him come back, and it was really exciting. What was it, 2012?
Yeah.
And it was like, man, this is going to be really exciting. And I thought the single that they put out was pretty solid.
Yeah, Hallelujah.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I was like, man, this is really good. But then when I put in the album, I just remember kind of drifting off.
Yeah.
Kind of forgetting, you know, anything that was really going on, and being like, yeah, I guess it was something playing.
Now, we saw them on this tour, didn't we?
I believe it was, yeah.
I think they opened, no, they opened with Psycho Circus when we saw them, but I think it was the Monster Tour right after. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go in depth on it, because it's my next one too. It's pretty, so far we're pretty close.
Yeah.
It's going to change after this, though, I already know. But, you know, Monster, we'll talk about Sonic Boom when it gets to it, but Again, I don't hate this album, but it has to go somewhere. And I do find myself coming back and listening to this a lot.
Is that right?
Yeah. I love...
I need to give it another shot.
There's a song on here called Take Me Down Below. And you can tell they had just started doing the KISS cruises, because it's about meeting a hot girl on a boat. but like, I love it because it's that classic Paul Gene trade-off in the verses and chorus. And then... the chorus is very melodic, and it's just, take me down below. I love it. And even All for the Love of Rock and Roll, the Eric Singer song on this one, there's some really, really low moments, though. Like Freak. I'm sorry. I used to wonder why when I went walking by they talked about me. It's like what Hot Topic. Yeah. So yeah, Freak. I'd never believed that. Back to the Stone Age. Not for me. Wall of Sound. I really dig. Long Way Down. And then there is a bonus track on the Japanese version called Right Here, Right Now. That really should have been on this album. Not sure why it wasn't. It's one of the strongest ones on here, and I mean, come on, that's cool. That's cool, man. This excites me, man.
It's a good pick.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was both of our. Yeah. So now you're next.
Yeah,
and I think this is where our.
Well, mine was going to be Music for the Elder there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was the very next one for me.
Yeah. Well, is there any... do you ever find yourself coming back and listening to this album?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No. Absolutely not. Not, you know, and to be fair, these 3 albums that we just mentioned are the 3 albums that I don't go back and listen to.
Really? Huh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is probably, yeah, there's a reason that was at my bottom of the list. I hardly go back and listen to that. Unless The Oath. I think Arch Enemy did a cover of The Oath.
Is that right?
If I'm not mistaken. Maybe it wasn't I think it was Arch Enemy, but
I'd like to hear that. I'm gonna check that out.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It was some heavy metal female fronted band. I think it was Arch Enemy, but yeah, they rocked it. I mean, The Elder could have been really good. There's you know, I like Dark Light. I like the Ace tracks on it a lot. Let's see if the track listing's on here. Yeah, World Without Heroes. With him crying at the end of the video. I never believed that. I is a pretty rocking song. Kind of corny lyrics. Don't need to get wasted. Only brings me down. Under the Rose I really like. And Only You. I forgot to mention that one when I was talking about it. That's a really good song. But yeah, other than that.
Yeah. There you go.
All right, so yours is The Elder. I have a feeling our lists are about to diverge here.
So now after The Elder, we're going on your side here. I don't know, man. I feel like it might stick to it. Let's see what you got.
All right. Well, speaking of stick to it, we're going to rise to it and talk about Hot in the Shade.
Yeah, it is going to change. Then it's going to be different.
Hot in the Shade, to me, this album, well, first of all, Eric Carr was really sick.
Yeah.
And the drums, some of the drums on this are done with a drum machine. It's obvious. There's songs that weren't finished. It's just, as a whole package, it's really not great. Stuff like Little Caesar and Boomerang, I'd never go back and listen to. I might listen to The Elder more than I listen to this album, if I'm being honest. However, the high moments are really high. A rise to it was when they put on the KISS makeup at the beginning of that video.
Right.
Before the reunion, before Unplugged, it was kind of like almost like a premonition of what was about to happen in the KISS world. Obviously, we have a good memory with Hide Your Heart.
Very good.
When we saw them play live, and they had added this back into the set. And Paul said, "We got something for you now." And me and you, we were on in the amphitheater, so everything was kind of going downhill, and we screamed "Hide Your Heart," and he said, "What was that?" So like, we believe to this day he heard us screaming "Hide Your Heart." Anyway, Betrayed is really good, but as a whole, there's just too much on it. I think, if I'm being honest, the KISS vehicle should have stopped to kind of handle things with Eric Carr. Because even as quickly into Revenge, the video for God Gave Rock and Roll to You, you know, he was in that video, but Eric Singer was on the album. I just think it would have been nice for the KISS train to stop, lick their wounds a little bit with Eric Carr, and then reapproach this album maybe a year or so later.
Makes sense, man,
not a bad album, not a good album, but the singles on it really save it for being at the bottom of the list for me. So that's mine, Hot in the Shade.
Well, mine, Hot in the Shade's a little higher than that.
That's okay. I mean, it's not a bad album.
Let's see. You know.
And what number are we on now?
I don't forgot. Let's see. 17.
17.
I'm looking for Dynasty.
Oh, here we go.
Yep. There it is. Yep, that's mine. The sound of it is a little different.
Yeah.
It's a little lighter and a little weaker.
Well, it's different musicians too.
Yeah. And it was just like, oh my God.
The return of KISS.
Yeah.
As it was billed as.
It was just, it's difficult for me to really relax and rock out to this album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I like to rock out, and as you'll see as it gets closer towards the list, I like this stuff to be a little more upbeat and whatnot.
Sure.
And, this album to me is kind of, it's not that, but it's not a horrible album.
No, definitely
by any sense
not.
of the means. But,
well, I think at this
Dirty
point,
11.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's probably one of the
silly.
weaker songs on it.
But
for me.
it's just silly, and of course it has my wife's favorite song on it, of course.
Which I Was Made for Loving You.
Of course.
I mean, there's some good stuff on it. It's
but
Sure Know Something's one of
I
my
don't want to
favorites.
listen to that.
I
I don't want to
that.
listen to those songs.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I feel that.
I want KISS to rock, man. And to me, this album doesn't rock.
I will say, I'll say more about it when it gets to my part of the ranking, but I'm a Ace diehard.
I know it.
The Ace songs on that album kick ass. Hard Times,
Right.
Save Your Love, and X-Ray. What, is X-Ray Eyes the last one? There's another Ace song on it. I can't remember off the top of my head, but is there any high points on the album? Anything that you find yourself listening to?
No, nothing I really go back to on this album.
Yeah, I mean that's totally fair. It's not one of their best. Oh,
I stick with the
Save Your Love X. No, I'm sorry. 2000 Man, Hard Times, and X-Ray and Save Your Love are the Ace songs on it. Which, of course, we know 2000 Man's a Rolling Stones song, but
right.
still. Well, all right, man. Let's see.
Interesting.
My next one. All right. I'm going to go with the album right after that for my next one. Oh, yeah. We got to show the poster.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Classic KISS. Again, it's kind of misleading. I'm pretty sure Peter was only on one song on the whole album.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think Anton Fig played the rest of the drums on this one. They got a guy, I think, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Vinnie Poncia do this album? Yeah, different production, different sound. This was after the solo album, so they were pretty much not really in it anymore.
Right.
But yeah, for my next one, we're gonna go with the one right after that. We're going with Unmasked.
Great cover art.
Yeah. Oh, especially the classic poster in this one. Yeah, when they take their masks off and it's the masks underneath.
That's a cool poster.
Fun fact: this was supposed to be the album they unmasked for, but they would.
It made sense.
Yeah, they ended up not doing it. Again, this is not a bad album. At this point, Peter Criss is completely gone. He was in the music video for Shandy, and he's in the album art. I don't know that Eric Carr played on the album, but he was in the band for the tour of this album subsequently.
Oh, that's cool.
Naked City, I think, is one of the most underrated Gene songs ever. I think that's a great song. What Makes the World Go Round, Paul Stanley, hits him at his power pop, kind of disco phase.
Yeah.
The Ace songs on here, Two Sides of the Coin, Torpedo Girl, and I know even the really diehard Ace fans love Talk to Me. I've never been a Talk to Me fan. I'm not into She's So European. But, Is That You is a cover. I don't even know who originally does it.
No.
But I love Shandy. I love Naked City, What Makes the World Go Round. Tomorrow's a really good one, but yeah. I like what you said with Dynasty. This album just doesn't rock.
No, that's
doesn't
my very
rock.
next album.
Well, here we go.
Up there.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, just the coolest cover art. It makes you just want to say, man, I can't wait to hear this album. Man, look at this thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't rock. It doesn't grab you.
Yeah. The bass line to Naked City is probably the highlight of this whole record for me.
Maybe the best song on the album.
I honestly think it might be. I mean, I do like Paul's power pop, What Makes the World Go Round. You could tell he's riding the high off of his solo album. His song, his contributions to this could have been on his solo album. But yeah.
It's very cool, but it's a very cool idea if they would have unmasked, and it was a very cool, they had it really looking good.
Yeah.
Then the sound is which is most important.
Agreed. This is a, 1980, pretty much pop album.
Yeah.
Now they would follow this up with
that.
one of their best, but
Which is really cool.
yeah. Now here, I know our paths are about to diverge here. My next album, which I've kind of lost track of the numbers, but KISS fans will know where we're at. I gotta go with 1985's Asylum. Again, like I've said with all of these songs, high points, yeah. And if I'm being honest, my list might change tomorrow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing with my favorite band. Like, every day is a different thing. But
Right.
Asylum, with the exception of some of the songs on it, obviously you've got Tears Are Falling, which is one of the best Paul Stanley songs he ever did. There's some low points on this album.
Sure.
Not a big fan of Any Way You Slice It. I'm Alive. KISS in the 80s, they kind of had this thing where they would do some songs where they would just be like really fast.
Yeah.
And those songs, I know what they were going for, and some of them rock, but I tend to skip those a lot. However, No on Crazy Nights I love.
Yeah.
I think they nailed that one. And maybe I'm ranking this a little too low as I'm looking at it now in my ranking. All
like
Night,
you say,
not a big fan of that one.
But like you said, you got to put it somewhere.
Yeah.
It's got to fit in there somewhere.
And all the ones that come after this, I like a lot more.
Right.
Like Animalize, I like a lot more than this one. However, King of the Mountain is one of the best
songs ever
songs that they did. Absolutely, just how Eric Carr.
That
comes
song's
in with,
that
Yeah, oh, it's metal.
I don't
for
care
sure.
that what anyone thinks. That song is a heavy metal song.
That song, Tears Are Falling.
Great.
Honestly, that's really all I come back to on this album. Unfortunate as it is, you got to put it somewhere. And for me, my pick is Asylum. yeah, Asylum. What about you? What's next for you?
So the next one you're gonna really like, because I know I've heard you talk a lot about this album.
Ooh. Oh, nice. Yes, I'm a big fan of this album, actually.
Modern Day Delilah.
Perfect opener. You know, Paul would say that was one of the reasons that he never wanted to make another album. He said that Modern Day Delilah was as classic as Love Gun, but it needs the time to become that classic.
Right.
So he's like, now I'm not saying I believe that, but that's what he said.
Do you think maybe it was the year it was released and where Kiss was in the world that it didn't get the same glory as that album?
Well, I think, no disrespect out there to Kiss, but let's be honest, they were a nostalgia act at this point. It's not like this breathed fresh air into where we were with heavy metal in 2009.
Right.
The people that bought this album were the people that wanted to go check out the Kiss corners in Walmart, which is another thing. This was a Walmart exclusive.
Right.
So, no, this so you talk about it. I don't want to talk over
yours
your pick.
Yours is further on down there. You know, and when lightning strikes.
I mean, as an Ace fan, I don't get why they made Tommy a carbon copy of Ace. I am on board with the makeup. I'm not one of these guys that's saying, oh, you can't wear the makeup.
Right.
But how come all of his songs had to be about lightning and space? Like,
I never thought about
why?
that. I never thought about that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is old, man. This is an old and bought pretty much when it came out.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And I was pretty excited about it.
Me too.
When I got it.
Me too.
And I remember listening to it when I first got it a few times, and I liked it a lot.
Yeah, me
I thought
too.
It was pretty good. And it's hard to say, like, because now I feel like we're kind of in the Kiss albums now that where it doesn't matter really what you're going to choose. Something's got to be further down the list. It's just not as that you just don't listen to as much anymore.
That's true.
And there's nothing wrong with Sonic Boom. Nothing.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, there are a couple tracks that are obviously on every album that aren't that fantastic, but hey, Sonic Boom is a solid album for 2009. Kiss,
I completely agree.
It's pretty impressive to me. It sounds good.
And another cool thing about this album was the extra bonus stuff, the Kiss Classic CD.
Right, that was awesome.
Yeah, which
the
of course,
the remastered, the redone songs,
the re-recorded. Mm-hmm. Of course, we know that the reason they did that was so they could have the rights to put those songs in commercials.
Is that right?
Yeah,
I didn't know
so
that.
they could own some of those rights back. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll say a lot more
idea.
about that album. What standout songs to you? Any songs you go back to other than Modern Day Delilah?
I love Modern Day Delilah. I love Russian Roulette.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
This is Russian Roulette.
Yeah. I mean, great album though. It's good stuff. It's good.
It was particularly exciting because this was the first one since '97 or '98, Psycho Circus.
Right.
So like there was a long dry spell. Yeah, we'll talk about that in detail later.
Yeah.
Including our infamous "Hello." Goodbye. Okay, so you're gonna hate my next pick.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna hate it. But I think most Kiss fans will probably have this lower. In my mind, I have this higher, but it's still lower. Yeah, I gotta say it. I gotta go with Crazy Nights. I know it hurts your feelings. It does. This is a solid album. However, Kiss was never supposed to be Bon Jovi. That's probably my biggest complaint with this album as a whole. Even though there are really high points, I'll fight hell to hold you. Again, this is after Asylum. Paul really is nailing this 1980s heavy metal thing.
And best his voice has ever sounded on.
Oh yeah, well,
unbelievable.
The highest. I don't know. Okay, yeah, okay, I'm not going to disagree with that. I think it probably is the best. I personally think his voice sounded the best during like the Unplugged era, which is a little after this. At this point, another thing, I'm all about image. the headless guitar and baseball jerseys he was wearing on this tour. Do you remember what I'm talking about? I don't know. I never thought that rocked. Again, No, I really like, but can we be honest? Bang Bang You might be the worst Kiss song. Good Girl Gone Bad, absolutely killer. Turn on the Night. You know what?
Great.
Maybe I put this album a
Night.
little too low.
Turn on the Night.
We saw them. Didn't they do Crazy Nights when we saw them live?
Absolutely.
Yeah, killer album. I mean, when it comes to the makeup stuff, obviously, so far, this is one of my favorite non-makeup albums. I've got almost all the other makeup stuff, with the exception of one underneath it. So in that sense, I don't feel like I have it low. But when it comes to the stuff that comes out later, to me, there's just no comparison. Still a solid album. We're going with Crazy Nights.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what you got? I know that's not next for you.
No, if I was looking right here, it was.
Oh wow, okay. We're really diverging here.
See, I knew we would split off at some point.
Yeah.
But I have nothing bad to say about it.
Well, I mean,
I have nothing bad to say about most of these albums.
Yeah.
I have nothing bad to say about Kiss. I mean, it's
this
probably
track,
one of the strongest openers on any album.
This track listing reads like a greatest hits.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And the only thing is that it's in my brain, and this is just my brain.
Sure.
I listen to different types of Kiss music. I listen to different stuff musically.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so I have to put these rankings, and as you can see, some of those 80s albums haven't been set on my side, but they're on your side. Because that's what I like to go to, obviously.
Which is why, it's one of the reasons that this was going to be so much fun. Because I know how different our lists are going to be.
But I have
and this is the Kiss 74 debut, in case it's not in the frame here.
I don't know about this VHS camera, but I think that Strutter is one of the best.
Oh yeah.
I think Cold Gin is a
Ace classic. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
It's I wish that he had sang it on this album. It's a shame that we didn't get the first Ace vocal until the 7th Kiss album.
Right.
He wrote some of these songs called Gin. On the next album, he wrote Strange Ways. Didn't get to sing it.
Right.
But yeah, I have a lot to say about this album.
This album is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's and like I said, I'm not going to say anything bad about any of these albums coming up because I simply don't have anything to say. Yeah. Except for maybe a track here and there that you're just kind of like, but you know, so.
That's the thing with bands like this that are our all-time favorites. There's not an album I hate, like we said, all throughout, but they got to go somewhere.
Yeah, it's tough, especially when bands have big catalogs of going through things. It's and bands like Kiss and Sabbath and Halloween and whatnot. You're just like, man, I don't know where to. I love all this stuff. It means a lot to me.
Oh,
It's tough to really rank them, and this is simply just preference of what you listen to, and more than others.
And again, it might be different.
It's kind
tomorrow.
of where I'm at. You're right, because maybe you get on a kick to where you want to listen to nothing but older Kiss albums and whatnot. But this is strictly just what I go back to the most.
Yeah, sure.
And mine doesn't. Mine's a little different than that. But I think that's what's so crazy about it. It's they've put out so much music that's so good that you pretty much all have them lined up in a row.
Yeah.
For the most part. And then you got a couple of them there.
And if we had included the live albums in this, which by the way we did not, then the list would be exactly the same, but the live albums at the front.
Right.
All right, my next one, we're going to circle back a little bit to Sonic Boom.
So we're not too far back.
No, not too much, man. I can't tell you. For me, this was like getting a chance to live what I've read about in the 70s Kissteria. Because if you remember, like I said earlier, it was a Walmart exclusive, but they had these things in Walmart called Kiss Corners, where you could get Kiss blankets and Kiss notebooks and pencils and t-shirts and all the classic collection of the album. And this was the first time with a K, of course.
So funny.
Kiss Corner. This was the first time I saw them live. Was 2009 it was at the tail end of the Alive 35 tour, which is crazy to me to think that they had only been around for 35 years at that point.
Right.
What?
It feels like
it doesn't feel that old.
Yeah.
But,
since we're way over 35, it just feels different now.
Anyway, it was the tail end of the Alive 35 tour, but they did add Say Yeah into actually in Atlanta. 2009 was the first time they ever played Say Yeah. So I got to be in that crowd, which was pretty cool. We hadn't met yet, otherwise we probably would have gone together. Great stuff on this album. I absolutely love All for the Glory. Eric Singer's vocal on that is really, really good. Never Enough. Actually, there's not a song on here that I don't like. Maybe When Lightning Strikes. I don't understand why we have to be an Ace copy in the songs we write too.
Yes,
I love
never
Tommy.
even thought of that.
I love Tommy Thayer. Look, I have his Electric Blue Les Paul Custom.
Nice.
I really do like Tommy Thayer. I just stuff he did in Black and Blue. He's a great player. I love him, but I'm not on board with the carbon copy of Ace. I'm fine with you wearing the makeup. I know that Peter and Ace sold him the makeup, so I'm not that Kiss purist. It's like, oh, you got to have the two guys up there. Look, I love Ace and Peter, but I think anybody's being obvious says that they kind of fucked that up, messed that up. So anyway, not going to get too much into that, but yeah, I was on board with Sonic Boom. I loved it. I still love it. I like it a lot better than Monster. Much better production. And then they had the live DVD that came out with this too. I think it was in Buenos Aires or something like that. I didn't watch much of that at that time. But anyway, yeah, Sonic Boom. I still love it. Classic Kiss album cover, which if I'm not mistaken, it's the same guy that did Rock and Roll Over.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not Ken Kelly. That's the guy that did Destroyer, right? But the guy that did Rock and Roll Over, I can't remember his name, but it's the same guy. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, anyway, Sonic Boom.
Dang. All right.
So what you got next?
Let's see. I forgot where I was here. You know what? I think you may have already... No, I don't think you've talked about that one yet.
Sweet. Fresh meat.
It's up top.
Oh, yeah.
Animalized.
Great album.
Great. But...
Yeah.
it's and I love their 80s stuff, and I love this photo. I'm looking at this photo.
Yeah, that's a great back photo for sure.
I've had enough Into the Fire. Is everything we've talked about, does it seem like Kiss has such a strong opener on each album? I mean, especially that's a heavy metal song.
Yeah, especially Paul in the 80s.
That is a metal
Gene
song.
was kind of acting a lot right now, so Paul's kind of in control, especially on this album.
Look, Under the Gun.
Yeah.
Like Danger. I'm going to say not Danger Danger. But Heaven's on Fire.
Classic.
Burn, bitch, burn.
No. I want to put my log in your fireplace. You know?
Lonely as the Hunter, though.
That's a good one.
That's the Rocks. Yeah, that right. Yeah. Thrills in the Night.
Great song.
I love that song. Yeah. There's a cover of it by, I believe, Axon Star that really makes that an up-tempo song that rocks.
I never heard that.
I think it could have been more rockin' than how they recorded it. You could feel like, you know what I mean.
I do. I know exactly.
It has that pace, but it's a really cool song. But yeah, it's just
Mark St. John, of course, the only album with him. A little bit of mystery over what exactly happened to him. I know a lot of people say that he had tinnitus. Of course, he was.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of musicians do.
Yeah, he was in. Was it White Tiger? And didn't he also play on? Not Rough Cut. No, I think it was just White Tiger that he was on. This, yeah, just in case you need to see that back cover right there. Really, really cool cover that he was talking about.
That is a sweet photo. It's like a post-apocalyptic movie.
Yeah, yeah. I'm right here on it actually. So we'll talk. Yeah, this is my next one too.
Man.
Yeah. What else can we say about it? For the longest time, I didn't. For the longest time, I didn't care for this album too much. Heaven's on Fire is one of the better songs in the live set in the later years. I know on the End of the Road tour. I don't know if it's because Paul's voice had gone down so much they had to down tune even more. But man, him not doing the high harmony in the background of that song made it sound heavier than I've ever heard it.
Right.
And Heaven's on Fire is real simple, and it used to be one of those songs like Rock and Roll All Night that I just changed it as soon as it came on because I just heard it so much. But the older I get, the more I find myself playing that. So it's just G, D over and over again. But especially the middle part. Whoa! and that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's one that's become a highlight moment for me, as simple as it is. But yeah, Animalize, I will say, you put a needle on this album, the bass on this album, ironic because Gene wasn't involved, but the tone, the production, this is a dirty, gritty album.
Right.
And I like it a lot. There's really not a bad song on it. Of course, all the rest of the stuff I like more, but this is a solid album. One of my favorite non-makeup albums, for sure. Not my favorite. There's one that it can't beat. Anyway, what's next for you?
I think I know what album that is. Next to me, I kind of feel like I wish I'd have switched those two now that I'm thinking about this.
Yeah, that's what I was saying when we started.
Switch this one and that one.
Same.
Right here? Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Yeah, I feel like I should have switched Psycho and Animalize now.
Yeah.
Now that we got to talking about it.
Yeah, rocking and talking.
I was like, dang, man, I looked at the back and I saw all these Thrills in the Night and stuff, and I thought,
well, to be fair, the high points on this are higher than the high points on Animalize.
I just, I remember watching Mad TV and them promoting this album.
I remember too.
Actually watching it happen.
They were on skits.
Yeah,
yeah.
And of course they're on YouTube and whatnot now, but I remember my brother and I used to watch Mad TV a lot.
That's awesome.
Almost every Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I remember them talking about Kiss and Kiss being on, and they were, hyping it up. And I remember that. There was a time when Rolling Stones premiered a video, not to jump off, but on Mad TV as well. They premiered one of their videos.
Oh, is that
on Mad
right?
TV.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, it was probably like 95 or something like that.
Probably would have been Steel Wheels era, something like that.
I can remember because we used to watch it, and I remember they were like, and I don't know Rolling Stones, but I remember the music video, they were like downtown, and it was like all weird. And I want to say Patricia Arquette was in the video.
Oh, nice.
So
if you know what video that is,
hey, please.
I do like the Stones, but their early stuff, I'm not as familiar with.
That was like
the
the
stuff.
90s Stones, so I'm sure nobody knows it.
No,
I'm sure it's probably got 50 million views on YouTube, that video, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I remember watching Mad TV and seeing that. But anyway, and that's when I first saw about Psycho.
Yeah.
And I remember it being kind of hyped on the radio, which was kind of a first.
Yeah.
And being like,
well, it was
Kiss?
a big
They're
deal.
talking about Kiss?
It was a big deal. I mean, Kiss was kind of, trudging along at this point. Revenge sold well, but it didn't really do well on the tour. They had to do something, and after the Unplugged reunion, I mean, this was definitely the way to go. And of course, we can get into the weeds. Ace and Peter aren't really on this album.
Right.
Tommy Thayer does a lot of lead on this, actually.
Yes.
He's uncredited. But, I mean, let's be honest.
What did Ace play on, like 2 songs?
I know he's on Into the Void and You Wanted the Best.
Right.
As far as the rest of it goes, it's kind of couple interesting things about this album. Cooper sued them over this album. Well, Alice Cooper, because there's a song on it called "Dreamin" that sounds exactly like "I'm 18." Like almost exactly like it. And so Alice Cooper
I was
suing
unaware of
them.
that.
Yeah. I think he won, if I'm not mistaken. Now, you correct me if I'm wrong. I'll have to double check that, but I think he won.
Wow.
There's so much good stuff on this album. I mean, but there's also a lot of duds on it.
That's why I feel like Animalize should have been maybe in front of it now that I'm thinking about it.
Raise Your Glasses, not a big fan. I'm sorry, the Let's Try to Make Beth Happen Part 2 catastrophe of I Finally Found My Way is...
Right.
It belongs on The Elder, if I'm being honest with you. That's the vibe I get from that song. Now, I love Journey of a Thousand Years.
Yeah.
Within, maybe the heaviest track they did. I mean, Within is a killer song. Pledge Allegiance to the State of Rock and Roll is a really big hype. It's a mouthful, that title, but, And then, for me, this is where I was born in 88. So, in 97, I was, 9? Going on 10. So, this was, I got this album for Christmas. I still have a picture on my Facebook of me opening up the Psycho Circus action figures.
Really?
Yeah, and this... now, back then I had the lenticular tape cover, and I got some of the comics. That was a big year for KISS. We had the guy from Spawn doing the comics.
Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, and the action figures, and even, do you remember... the KISS computer games that they had, was it called Nightmare Child?
Yeah.
Anyway, there was a bunch of really big KISS stuff going on. This was, and then we used to have a band and we covered a lot of KISS songs.
Yep.
And one night we decided to open up with Psycho Circus, and it went great. Actually, it's on this YouTube channel. You can find the video of us doing Psycho Circus.
Let's hope not.
Not at the show,
Oh,
but
okay,
at a practice. We came on stage and we dun, 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 dun. We rocked into it, and then as soon as I said hello, string broke. And we said goodbye. We ran right back downstage to the green room, got it strung up real quick, and rocked the rest of the show. But yeah, that's
rocked the rest of the show, but we weren't tuned together.
yeah. So you had to...
So I had to turn my bass completely down and fake the entire show, bobbing and weaving.
Good times. But yeah, we have the same one for Psycho Circus. It's a good album, not a great album. So yeah, there we go. All right.
All right.
So you're next.
Me? Oh, okay. So after my Psycho, your Psycho was next.
That's
then.
right, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. Oh man, if I could find it. Maybe I don't.
Which one are you looking for?
Maybe you've already moved it. Oh, wait, I think it's... Oh, there it is. Whoops.
Nice.
Hotter Than Hell.
Hotter Than Hell.
Yeah.
That's pretty low for Hotter Than Hell.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about it? What's your standout tracks?
I think it's real good. I mean, as we say, there's nothing real... I like
What?
Parasite. I
Parasite's
like the riff.
great, yeah. Parasite's great.
I think it's got a real solid riff in it. Yeah. But to me, again, it's just not as heavy and driven as I like it to be. It does have heavy riffs, obviously.
Yeah. And the production on this is really grimy.
Yeah.
Which to me makes it heavier.
Right.
Strange Ways is almost could be a Sabbath song. Honestly, I mean, it
Strange
is.
Ways does rock.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Hotter Than Hell.
I love that song.
As we're looking at it here.
She showed me how it bad.
But like we said, it's just gotta go somewhere.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Knowing your taste in KISS, I can understand why this is lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little more. It's not as upbeat as I like to hear my KISS, I guess.
Yeah.
Which you'll see there are obviously some more heavier, older stuff in the back there, closer to the front of mine, because there are a lot of KISS albums that I do find to be pretty heavy and old school that rock too.
Absolutely.
But
so you said your standout track's Parasite. What's like your
sure.
least favorite song on this one? I gotta be going blind, right?
Well, I was gonna say, no.
God, looking at this set list, it's hard to pick a downer.
All the way.
A track
Going
list,
blind.
right?
Got to Choose. That's pretty good, actually.
I love
Another
Got to
solid
Choose,
opener.
Yeah. I love it on Kiss a lot.
Maybe it is Hotter Than Hell. Maybe Hotter Than Hell is my worst track on that album.
Yeah, well, that's a strong album. If that's your hardest one.
It's a very strong album, but.
All right, so we're going to circle back a little bit now. My next one after Psycho Circus is, as they say in Australia, Dynasty.
Dynasty. I didn't know that.
Look, there's some, it's not the return of KISS. It's my copy of Dynasty makes it look like Gene has gray hair, and it always just makes me laugh a little bit. But like, yeah, what can we say about Dynasty that we didn't say? I love Sure Know Something is one of probably the best Paul Stanley songs he ever wrote. Not a big fan of Dirty Livin'. Now that I'm looking at this, I probably should have ranked it a little lower.
Really?
Yeah. Hard Times and Save Your Love by Ace really saved this this album for me. 2000 Man Rules. I'm a big fan of the early Stone stuff, and I think 2000 Man was on Thy Satanic Majesty's request by the Stones, except it's an acoustic song.
Really?
Yeah, so Ace really changed it up. Obviously, we got I Was Made for Loving You, but who cares about that song at this point? Magic Touch. I'm sorry, but Gene with Charisma. What is my charisma? Yeah, no, I'm good on that, man. But there is some strong stuff The Ace songs I really like. It's got a certain feel to it. It's not quite 100% disco, but it's a much moodier album than what came before. Yeah, I don't think there's much else more to say about it, other than the fact that I really love the Ace songs on it. Save Your Love and Hard Times and 2000 Man really make this album rank this much higher to me. And Sure Knows Something. Those are 4 solid tracks. But yeah, Dynasty.
But you're old school Ace from the get-go, correct?
Yeah, Ace is my guy. Yeah. Ace is my guy. It sucks we lost him. I have all of his solo stuff, and ever since 2009, he's been on a bit of a resurgence. Even Origins Volume 1 and 2, like, I love those albums. He had everyone from Paul Stanley came and did a song. He had Lita Ford's been on a lot of them. John 5, they did a cover of Parasite together. And even 10,000 Volts with Steve Brown. I mean, like, I've seen
very good.
A lot of you other fellow YouTubers really rip on that album. And that kind of makes me scratch my head and raise my eyebrows a little bit, because 10,000 Volts I legitimately think is a fantastic record. Of course, it's more of a Steve Brown album, let's be completely honest.
Right.
You can tell, listening to Cherry Medicine or even the pre-chorus in 10,000 Volts, it's very Steve Brown. It's very polished, it's very melodic, it's very sing-songy and catchy.
Right.
We had the chance to meet him too, not long before that album came out, although I don't think we knew that he was working with Ace at that point.
No, I sure did.
He was in Tokyo Motor Fist, but yeah, no, 10,000 Volts is crazy killer. I love it. I love Space Invader, Space Man, Anomaly. One day we'll have to do the Ace rankings. I'm getting on a little bit of a tangent, but yeah, any Kiss album with Ace songs, with the exception of The Elder, is going to rank really, really high for me. But anyway, so next.
Let's see, where were we here? We were at Psycho, and It's Hot in the Shade. We've already talked about it.
Yep. But you rank it higher, so I'm interesting to...
Yeah, I do. I mean, I know that there were some things that you mentioned about this album that I was not aware of, you know. Yeah, but to me, this album it's catchy, it sounds good, it's like it's right at the end of hair metal into the new era of music. And it's still got that edge to me, and I love Eric Carr.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
rest in peace, Eric Carr. For sure.
I hate that. You know what all was going on, but Bruce and Eric together to me is like the super combo.
Eric Carr.
Eric Carr and Bruce Kulick.
Okay, gotcha.
Those two together always. It was really solid stuff for me. Those are my guys, I guess, with Kiss. And that's why it's so different that we talk about these albums.
You know, now that I didn't really notice that before, but now that you say it, that the light bulb just clicked. Yeah, now that I know that, all of your Eric Carr and Bruce Kulick albums are at the front, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's one thing we didn't say
about them together. I don't know, maybe, and with obviously with the other guys, Gene and Paul and Eric and Bruce was to me like it was just like they had a sound that just appealed to me. Yeah. Probably just me, but
no, no, not just you. They did a lot of really good stuff in the 80s. But even when Eric Carr came in general, it's a shame of when he came in that they had to do Unmasked and The Elder first. But once they got going, there's a very short-lived period with Eric Carr and Ace Frehley. And in 1981, they did Sydney, Australia. It's on Kissology too. It's also here on YouTube. One of the best shows they ever did. Eric Carr made the rest of those guys play better. And he's crazy. And one more thing about this album, this is kind of the era of hair metal that I really like. Yeah. And all of the bands that we like, whether it's Trickster or Slaughter or Firehouse or Warrant, this is the tour that they were on. Right. This is the tour that was like the end of the hair metal tour, and all of those bands, especially we're just talking about Steve Brown, Trickster, they were on this tour. Right. And Firehouse was too, if I'm not mistaken. Great time period in general for music. It's very fun.
In '91, a lot of those hair metal bands, and I don't want to go off on that, they came out with some of their best work.
They really did.
In that early '90s.
And that's for a later video.
We'll have to talk about that another time.
Because there's one album we're both thinking of right now, and it's Dog Eat Dog. Yep. But anyway.
One of the best albums ever made.
I couldn't agree more on that one. All right. This is low for me. A lot of people put this album very, very high. Okay. I gotta go. My next pick It's Creatures of the Night, and I know that that's probably a crazy.
I'm really shocked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, some of this album really doesn't do much for me. Saint and Sinner, Keep Me Coming. Not a big fan of Keep Me Coming. That's
so stupid.
It's a kind of carbon copy Led Zeppelin.
Right.
I did get the kind of basic special edition. When I was talking to you the other day about Dress to Kill not coming in a basic edition like this, really grinds my gears. But look, you can't say anything really bad about Creatures other than the fact that Vinnie Vincent's on it.
Yeah.
Which probably, you know, we got Ace here on the cover. Ace was not on the album, which is another reason it's lower for me. Vinnie, you could say whatever you wanted to say about him in 1980. The past 40 years, you can't say those things about him anymore. I'm not going to get too in the weeds on that, but just not a solid guy. He had his moment. Everybody that was involved in him has horror stories about it. Everybody. Anyway, I'm not here to bash anybody.
And I'm gonna say about Vinny, great songwriter.
Great songwriter. Yeah.
Not a great player in my opinion. I don't think he's very good. I think he was just noodle. That instructional video he put out is just like a joke.
Yeah, and his tone was not that
razor
clear
thin.
either.
Yeah, it was freaking horrible.
Now, with that being said, look, you obviously have some of Kiss's best work on this album.
Yep.
Creatures of the Night might be just one of the best Kiss songs ever made.
Heavy.
I Love It Loud. Rock and Roll Hell. Actually, Ace Frehley did a version of that song, Rock and Roll Hell, on either Origins Volume 1 or 2. I'll have to double check. It came out just a few years ago. And he turns it into like a Dio Sabbath. Instead of in the verse where the bass is, you know, the heaven and hell, dun, 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 dun. But Ace double tracks that with his guitar, and it comes out much heavier. And no joke, I prefer the Ace Frehley Origins version of Rock and Roll Hell more than the Creatures version. That's no joke. Same with I Love It. I mean, same with I Still Love You. Amazing song, but the unplugged version is the quintessential version of that song. My cat I named Killer after the track on this album.
Is that right?
Yep. And then War Machine, which is one of their best songs. I mean, so even though again they have to go somewhere.
Right.
And every album that comes after this, I just like more.
Right.
But that does not mean that this is a bad album. It's probably one of the best. And I mean, look at that art right there. Look at that photography. Just the cool red at the tips of their hair. And then this was a really good kind of collector's edition. Anyway,
now, aren't there versions that do have Vinny on it?
There's actually a version that has Bruce Kulick on it.
Is there?
Yeah, they're unmasked. And there's like an orange background. I don't know why, but I've never seen a cover with Vinny. There might be that I can remember, but you know, even them playing live with the big tank, I don't know. Everything about this, it was just too much. It was just from 74 to 82. It's like, okay, enough, you know? We're kind of, and Paul Stanley would say that this proved to him that people listened with their eyes and not their ears, which is, he swears that this album is better than Lick It Up. I don't believe it is. No. I don't believe it is. But he says it is, and that's the reason that they unmasked on the next record, was because of the poor sales of this one, and they thought this one was killer. But the problem is, this came off the heels of The Elder and Unmasked.
Yeah.
It's like,
they had already hit their lowest of lows.
And it's like this was a try-hard album.
Yeah.
It's like, we got to get back to that. The ship is sinking. And to be honest with you, some of that shows on this album. Again, not a big fan of Keep Me Coming and Saint and Sinner. I'm not even the biggest fan of Rock and Roll Hell.
Right.
It's okay. Anyway, I don't want to isolate all the Kiss fans. I do love this album, but not to the point where everybody else. I see people have this as their number one, and I just don't get that at all.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. Creatures of the Night.
Creatures?
What you got next?
What did I do last? Hot in the Shade?
Yep. Or Hot, yeah, you did Hot in the Shade last.
Was it?
Yeah. Because we were talking about Trickster and...
And I must be at Love Gun.
All right, let me grab that one. Got a couple copies of that.
Oh boy. Love Gun. Christine 16 is why this album is... No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's a creepy song.
So horrible.
When I saw you coming out of school that day, I've got to have you.
Yeah. That's probably one of the worst songs I've ever heard by Kiss.
That and Then She Kissed Me, which are both on the same album.
Really bad, yeah. Really bad. Hooligan, though.
I'm not a fan of Hooligan.
Hooligan and Love Gun.
Obviously Love Gun, yeah.
I don't know, man. Looking at this list now, Shock Me is awesome.
It was one of my favorite Kiss
Shock
songs,
Me
yeah.
But now I'm starting to wonder if I should have put this one a little lower than the other ones, but...
yeah, me too. This one isn't too high in mine either.
It does... Well, we're just halfway through, I would think.
Yeah.
It does rock, but...
It does rock. Let me check and see if I'm not right there with you.
I should have put this one lower, I think, because there's so many misses on this compared to hits.
Yeah.
For me, personally.
So when you do spin this album, what do you go back to?
Right here. Love Gun.
Love Gun. Got Love for Sale is great, yeah.
I like Hooligan, which you don't like.
I Stole Your Love is pretty solid.
Yeah, I Stole Your Love is rocking.
I do like Hooligan. It's just, I'm a hooligan, won't go to school again. It borders on the corny.
And then Shock Me, of course.
The best solo, I actually sat down recently and learned this solo. My favorite solo of the classic Kiss discography. There's a lot more I'll say about this album when we get to it. I mean, the cover is absolutely
awesome.
Killer.
Yeah.
You can't beat that cover. But
no, it's one of the best, for sure.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I'm good.
I'll come back to that one in a few minutes.
I figured it wouldn't be too far away.
My next one after Creatures is Revenge.
Yeah.
Now, this is another album that I see a lot of people have this on number 1, number 2. And
really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I'm just like...
I was thinking not. Okay, that's great.
Now, Revenge is... This was probably during the 80s the coolest. Well, this was in the early 90s. But during that whole period, they looked coolest. And they didn't have to... let me see if I can pull out this picture to kind of show you. They didn't have to try. It kind of looked... it kind of looked normal, yeah. The classic... Revenge picture.
Yeah.
I mean,
like he's got some Jinkos on. No,
yeah, really. Just leather trench coats. They didn't look silly. And I mean, Gene, just in the 80s, he didn't do himself any favors, that's for sure. But Revenge, obviously, is starting off with Unholy, which I think is one of the few Kiss albums that opens the Gene song. It might be the only one. It might be the only one, but it's definitely one of the only.
And it rules.
Almost every song on this album is killer.
Unholy.
Unholy, Take It Off, Tough Love. Look, I like Spit. Got no manners and I'm not too clean, but I know what I like, if you know what I mean. I like it. God Gave Rock and Roll to You too. You know,
one of the best songs ever written.
It's just, it's a shame they didn't write it.
Yeah.
It's an Argent song, is that right?
That sounds right.
Heart of Chrome, Thou Shalt Not, Every Time I Look at You, Paralyzed, I Just Wanna. You talk about an underrated Kiss song. I got a body built for sin and an appetite for passion. Come on, man. It's killer. The great album. This album is tainted for me, though, because of the death of Eric Carr and the fact that before he had even passed away, when he was in the hospital, they were recording this album with Singer. And he had a wig on. Eric Carr was in the video for God Gave Rock and Roll to You with a wig.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, y'all could have stopped. Y'all had enough. Y'all had the money. You could have stopped for a few minutes and just had a little bit of a heart. I'm not trying to talk trash about my favorite band, but this album to me, I'm not gonna lie. Every time I listen to this album, I think that. I think about Eric Carr in the wig, and I'm like, man. Did we really have to just keep going full Kiss speed ahead? You could have taken a couple years off, recuperated, licked your wounds, and then started back up. You guys had kind of lost the plot at this point anyway. Not that this isn't about bashing anybody. I don't want to hype too much on negative things, but I just got to be honest. I think about that when I listen to this album, especially when I see the video.
Yeah.
For God Gave Rock and Roll to You. Anyway, yeah, killer album. My second favorite non-makeup album, again, it won't beat the other one that I have higher than this. You probably know what it is already. But yeah, that's my next one is Revenge.
Right on. Yeah. So, we were at that. So, mine, that's probably one of your best albums.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Is it one of your top albums?
It is, yes.
Like you said, like you're going to say again, it's probably going to be a greatest hits looking album.
Not so much as the first album, Hotter Than Hell, but yeah, definitely. There are some obscure songs like Two Timer and Room Service that you don't really see a lot about. Which one is it
that one.
for them?
Oh, it's Dress to Kill.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Dress to Kill was my next one there. But like you say, I do like She a lot.
She's great.
And
classic. Actually, Wick and Lester's song first. And there's versions on YouTube when you can hear the Jethro Tull flutes and everything that they
Really?
do. Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
The whole Wick and Lester's album is on YouTube. Yeah.
This is a CD or album that I would probably listen to all the way to the last song, and then I would.
Oh yeah, me too. I never want to hear Rock and Roll All Night again
in my life.
Ever. Yeah.
Even Come On and Love Me is.
Oh, I love Come On
it
and
rocks,
Love Me. Yeah.
It's very catchy and it rocks, even though it's very, very famous.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's just a fun album. And that's why we're getting close to the top of our list.
Weaker production on this album. Very thin production.
Yeah, which is strange.
I've talked a little bit about this, but just to air my grievance here, whoever, I know it wasn't KISS because KISS sold all the rights to their stuff.
Say that.
But whoever is putting out the new KISS Dress to Kill box set, please give us just a digestible standalone version, because I am not paying $400 for an 8 LP version. I don't care about the 60 other tracks that didn't make the album, Burning for Fever and all that stuff. I don't care. I want the album remastered.
Right.
I'll talk more about this album in a minute. But
wow, man. So
yeah.
$400
for the vinyl version, yeah. For the CD version, you're still paying $300.
Right.
Which is just, it's never gonna happen. It's too much.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, for me, we're coming to the last of the makeup, non-makeup, and to me,
one of the best albums ever written.
I believe if it wasn't, I always think of the episode of Family Guy where it's one of the newer ones where they start reading the lyrics to "Lick It Up," "Lick It Up." Lick it up. Oh, that's about all I'll ever want to hear of that, or whatever they said. Of course, our band played "Lick It Up," and we rocked it. But no, I mean, this album is killer. Exciter again with the rockin' '80s Paul Stanley intros, just absolutely.
That is a metal
it's
song.
As metal as it gets. Young and Wasted, Not for the Innocent, was originally written and recorded for Creatures of the Night. There is a demo of Not for the Innocent on this version of Creatures. Dude, heaviest thing they've ever done. Heaviest, eeriest thing they've ever done. And I like that version better because there's Paul Stanley takes the lead vocal in the pre-chorus. So you got that classic Paul Gene swap off.
Right.
I love it. I absolutely love Young and Wasted. I love Not for the Innocent. All Hell's Breaking Loose.
Hilarious.
1,000,000 to 1. God, maybe one of my favorite Paul Stanley songs. 1,000,000 to 1 is so freaking underrated. And then you got a classic album cover. I mean, it's extremely basic for KISS. Probably their least fancy album cover, but it worked. This was a strange choice to come out with the makeup off for this one. I mean, it could have been Creatures easily. But yeah, Vinnie Vincent helped co-write almost all of these songs. Great songwriter. And also he came back and helped write on Revenge too. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the songs he did, but a lot of the best ones. The only two songs that I really don't listen to all the way through, Dance All Over Your Face.
Well,
and On the Eighth Day.
Right.
God created rock and roll.
Really?
Yeah, but you can kind of tell
Eric.
Oh yeah, very heavy album. Great bass tone. Great track list. Nothing will ever beat the classic 7 albums to me ever, but this one comes pretty close to cracking into that top 7. Great album. If KISS started on this album, it would be my favorite debut rock album of all time. But instead, it's another one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another KISS album.
All right. Rock and roll all over. You're probably, I'm not saying it's your favorite, but I'm guessing
it's in my top 2.
I'm guessing it's
in my top 2, yeah.
Because I know you've talked to me about how much you love this album.
Yeah,
I Want You is the opener. What a heavy track.
Yeah.
KISS always opens with their heaviest songs.
Yeah, they do.
And
then it goes straight into Take Me.
Mr. Speed.
I love that song, man. Yeah. It's one of my favorite KISS. When I pick up a guitar, it's one of the go-to riffs I go to play.
These are like you say. What are we down to? Like our last.
We're in the top 5, 10 at least.
Well, I guess we're close to the top 7 or 8. This album's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. To me,
It's
there's
my-
not.
One of my favorite older Kiss albums, obviously. I love the cover art now that I'm looking at it really hard.
It's classic.
Really cool.
And you can tell it's kind of the same guy. They were really going for
it does look.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were really going for that classic vibe.
I never knew that.
And of course,
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
What an awesome album.
Even
though.
I'll talk more about this one when it gets to it. But
Hard Luck Woman, man.
I was amazing. You know that song was written for Rod Stewart.
Is that right?
Yeah. Paul wrote it for Rod Stewart, and either Rod Stewart passed on it or it never got to him, but they ended up keeping it, and that's why they gave it to Peter.
Wow.
Yeah.
How awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic album, though. I mean, just all in all.
Even
really love
my favorite Peter song is on this one, not counting Black Diamond, but. I guess my second favorite one, though, Baby Driver, is underrated. I love that song, man.
Very
Go,
cool.
Baby Driver! Rock and roll over.
Yep,
So your
rock
favorite
and roll
song on that
over.
one is I Want You?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just the heaviest song on the album to me. It's
Yeah.
very heavy.
All right, my next one, we're going to circle back a little bit. We're going to go down to Love Gun.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot more to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan of a lot of these songs. Never really liked Tomorrow and Tonight. We can rock all day.
See, now that
we
we're
can
talking
roll all day.
And now that we're talking about it, you're thinking, man, I should have put Love Gun.
The only reason that this album ranks so high for me
Yes.
is because of Shock Me, Love Gun, Got Love for Sale. Almost Human is really, really great song. But this is my least favorite, other than Dynasty, my least favorite original Kiss album.
Right.
And I know that sounds crazy because it's Love Gun.
Yeah.
But that's not saying that Love Gun isn't one of my favorite songs by them. It's not saying
Fine.
that, I Stole Your Love isn't probably the best opener of any of the 70s Kiss stuff. This is still a 8 out of 10 album.
Mm-hmm.
We're at a point now where all these albums are 8 to 10 out of 10s.
Absolutely.
But they got to go somewhere, like I've been saying, and I'm sorry. This album will always be my least favorite original Kiss album because of Then She Kissed Me. What were they thinking? To channel James Rolfe. What were they thinking?
Yeah, right.
Why did they do that? I will never understand. Why? We're in 77. I mean, we're just a few years away from them being branded as the Demons of Rock.
Yeah.
And then we got, Then She Kissed Me. She walked up to me and she asked me if I wanted to dance.
Embarrassing. It's really embarrassing.
And then it's a gender swap song because the original one was And Then He Kissed
Kissed Me, yeah.
So it's even. Yeah. Never mind. But Love Gun is still a great album. Got Love for Sale. Ace is one of my biggest influences ever, and Shock Me is one of the best songs Kiss ever did. So it's still a great song, it's still a great album, but a little lower for me than most people. We're going with Love Gun.
Right.
All right, what
you got? Revenge is where I'm at here. And you've talked a lot about Revenge as well, but heavy album
Yeah.
to me, and that's what I like. I love him loud.
I love it loud.
I like that heavy stuff, man, and of course God gave rock and roll to you as well.
So let me ask you a
Unholy
question.
Rules.
So let me ask you a question about Unholy.
Mhm.
Do you ever find yourself singing the version Ted Pole?
No, I don't. But I knew you were gonna say that. I swear to God, I knew you were gonna say that.
Was it Stevie Rochelle and Tuff that put that out?
I think so.
Yeah.
Ted
Ted
Pole.
Pole.
Yeah, I just love it, man. I just think it's it's just like Hot in the Shade, right at the beginning and the end of the beginning of the '90s and the end of the '80s, and for some reason, bands that were established in the '80s and even some of the '70s, they put out some awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning of the '90s.
Oh,
and
they
of course,
did.
the tides were turning.
Yeah.
And people were forgetting and not caring.
Right.
And they were listening to Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And that's okay, because I have nothing against that at all. But there was a lot of albums that got under the radar a bit for people, which I think we said we were going to do some early '90s.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Metal.
I already got the list made up. Just waiting
boom.
for the day.
Stuff that came out specifically in the early '90s. This would probably be on my list.
It's great.
Of albums that probably, but you shocked me.
They shocked me, man.
That you said that some people put this at the top.
Well,
I never would have
guessed.
guessed.
I have a buddy. Actually, we talk on Facebook a lot. Tim Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
His two favorites are Revenge and Creatures, and there's nothing wrong with that. Those are two great albums.
I mean, whatever you like.
Yeah,
but I was just shocked to hear you say that. I was like, man, I was thinking that this was one of those albums that most people.
Well, Tim is a
don't think
diehard
about.
Kiss Army guy,
Oh, really?
so he's not one of the casuals that would have missed this album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This album really rules, though.
I will say, Kiss Alive 3 is like, if we were including Kiss Live albums, that would be my second favorite Kiss album.
Right.
It's killer, and why I'm saying that is that the tour of Revenge with the Statue of Liberty, that space came off with the skull underneath, very Terminator.
Yeah, very cool.
It's awesome. One of the best tours they ever did. That Alive 3 tour.
Mm-hmm.
I have the DVD.
Yeah.
It's not Live Kiss Confidential and then Live Extreme Close Up or something like that.
Yeah,
anyway,
somewhere over there.
and then of course Alive 3 is just if that album is the only Kiss album that even comes close to getting into my top 7 of the original guys.
Right.
Speaking of, next we're going to go with one you just talked a little bit about. We're going with Dress to Kill.
Dress to Kill.
To me, this album is kind of it's a little thin. The production is a little thin, which is why I really wanted the collector's special edition. Get it out. Get it out. I don't want to pay $400.
Put it out, yeah, lower the price.
Ladies in Waiting. Actually, what's interesting about this song, Two Timer, is that I don't have a guitar with me, but the intro, da-na-na, da-na-na, it's the same exact intro as Detroit Rock City. Not intro, but chords. Da-na, da-na. They just I'm interested to hear how the da-na, da-na is going to come across. But no, if you know the song and you can hear it in your head, or even listen to them back to back, listen to Two Timer and then Detroit Rock City, they kind of refurbish the intro to Two Timer into the chords of Detroit Rock City. Anyway, Lover All I Can is one of my probably my second favorite Ace solo of all time. Lover All I Can is an excellent song. One of the few usages of 4-part harmonies that Kiss has at all. Well, until we get to later on. With Revenge, there's a lot of that. But as far as the early stuff, that's the only thing I can think of with really classic 4-part harmonies. Then we got She. You Come On and Love Me. Rock Bottom. How have we not talked about Rock Bottom? Rock Bottom is great.
Yeah.
Rock Bottom, that intro could be... the one complaint I have about Rock Bottom is that the intro to Rock Bottom makes it sound like it's going to be a much heavier, darker song than it is. But when it kicks in, it still rocks, don't get me wrong. Can't really say a lot about it that hasn't been said. It's a classic album. You can't rank it too low or high. It's whatever you want. But for me, this comes in pretty high. I've lost track of the number that we're on.
I didn't even write numbers on my list.
This is my number 5, Dress to Kill. So we're in the top 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Dress to Kill. All right, what you got next? We're coming in hot here.
Mine is Destroyer. I'm going to shout that out loud.
Yeah, right on.
But like you say, King of the Nighttime World should have been a bigger hit.
Yeah, it really should have been.
It really should have been a bigger hit. This album rules, man.
I completely agree.
This in the liner notes real quick. I'm sorry. Oh man, and let's look over the track list.
And of course, our old band again. We did
God of
Thunder. We did that song.
Man, oh man, shout it out loud.
Do You Love Me? I love that song.
God, this is nothing but hits.
Yeah, I know, right? Now the one stinker is Great Expectations.
I was going straight to it too.
Yeah, and I really love the melody and the string arrangement of that song, but the lyrics are just, I can't even listen to it. Like, I cringe too hard.
Man, God of Thunder is so heavy.
Yeah.
Dude.
This might be my next one that we can talk about at the same time. Yeah, but this is my next one, so we can talk about it at the same time. Yeah.
Man. I really wish King of the Nighttime World was a bigger hit for them.
It's hard, I really love how King of the Nighttime World comes in off of the last note of Detroit Rock City. Yeah. Especially during the live too. It's like one of the highlights of the whole album.
Yeah.
Do You Love Me? One of my favorite Kiss songs. That part in the middle, your backstage pass and black sunglasses. I love that part. Like, it's one of my favorite. It's so short. I wish that whole song had a verse like that. It's one of the best melodies. And then the bells at the end.
Right.
I just love it. I'm not a fan of Beth.
Yeah, I don't listen to that song either. It's
There is on Destroyer Resurrected. There is a Ace Frehley guitar solo for "Sweet Pain" that didn't make this album officially, but it did get put back in the remix of the Resurrected version.
Yeah,
which I really like that version, maybe even slightly more than this version, if I'm being honest. But yeah, Shout It Out Loud, Flaming Youth. That song's okay. Not the biggest fan of Flaming Youth. That would come to take on different connotations later in life. Maybe you wish he would have changed that title, given some of the later rumors. But anyway, yeah, that's about all I can say. Detroit Rock City, King of the Nighttime World, God of Thunder.
Yeah.
Shout It Out Loud. Do You Love Me? Come on.
That's just.
Come on. That's my next one. That's my number 4 as well.
Right.
So now we're going to you.
What was that? Mine's Creatures.
So your number 4 is Creatures.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Creatures of the Night, and like you said, you've covered it pretty well here, but the heaviness and darkness of Creatures of the Night for me was like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is, hey, this is what I like to
something
hear.
I can sink my teeth into.
Yeah, and and of course I wasn't listening to KISS as this album was coming out, obviously,
Yeah.
but when you go back and you're listening to their albums the way it is, it was like, I was kind of like trying to go in order and whatnot from what I had, and I was like, man. And then to hear them come back and be so heavy to me.
Yeah, no, this is
like
a
you
heavy
were saying,
album.
Maybe, maybe they were trying really hard to be
those guys.
These guys again. But
or really, I mean, if you put in, let's say, Dress to Kill,
right,
and then put in that album, it's not the same band. Okay, it's a thundering heavy metal band. And even like straight off the heels of Eldrin Unmasked, it's like, what are we doing? It's a sonic departure for sure.
Right. But it's War Machine, man.
War Machine is killer.
War Machine rules. I love the riff.
And it became not still to this day.
They still
unfortunately they don't tour anymore. But up until their very last show, they did.
Yeah.
And I Love It Loud.
Yeah. So, which shocks me.
Shocks me.
Which is surprising to me.
It makes me feel better. Okay.
What surprises me that they. Of all their songs, they threw that one in their set.
You know what really surprised me about this album? If this doesn't tell you how sick of KISS the general public was in 1982, MTV had just came out, and there was a video for I Love It Loud, and it still didn't get traction. You're talking every band ever got traction on MTV, but people were just tired of KISS at this point. As a matter of fact, it was MTV that did the unmasking of KISS just the next year.
I remember. Yeah. I remember that.
I mean, look, you can't beat Creatures. Yeah. What did you think of, I'm glad I've thought of this, it's almost over here, but what did you think of the Ankh Warrior and the Fox? What did you think of those characters?
That's very interesting, I guess. I'm assuming that you probably know better than me, that where they even came up with...
I don't know where they came up with it. I know that...
it's very strange. It's very... I thought they were pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I think it was interesting. I know there's pictures of Eric Carr when they were going to go with a version of his costume, but they were going to call it the Hawk. And he kind of looks like Big Bird.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they didn't do that.
I've seen that. But I thought Vinny's character was really cool looking.
The Ankh.
Yeah, it was very cool.
I'm just one of those guys that don't really make a lot of excuses for Vinny. I'm just kind of like, God, Vinny.
Yeah.
But I will say that just during this period for me personally, and maybe this is why the album isn't higher for me, it's just not believable.
Yeah.
It just seems like
almost like pro wrestling.
Yeah, with the tank set that they had in South America, and it's just reached comic book point, and not cool comic book where they did their own blood, but just like really comical. Still a great album.
Yeah.
But yeah, to me, just a little less believable, a little more ship is sinking. Let's figure out what we gotta do.
I got you. Absolutely.
My next one. All right, we're in the top 3 now.
Wow.
And I'm going for my number 3. I'm going Hotter Than Hell all day long. The production on this album, to me, lends itself to how the album sounds. Like it's got a crappy production.
What makes it heavier?
Yeah. I love the production on it, and there's so many great songs on this. Got to Choose, Parasite. I really, there's a lot of KISS fans that love the song Going Blind. I don't know what the heck they were thinking with that song. I'm 93, you're 16, don't you know I'm going blind? Even the melody to the song is so eerie. Like it's the most unique song they ever did. I can't say that I like it though.
Right.
Even melodically, even the chords of it, it just doesn't. It's just I'm not a fan of it.
Right.
But all the rest of them, Let Me Go Rock and Roll. The only time I got to see that live was during the Live 35 tour. And Let Me Go Rock and Roll is one of those great forgotten Kiss songs. I love that. I love that song. The riff at the end of it is just killer. You got Watching You, which is, man, actually, I could have put this album even higher, to be honest with you guys, how much I love this album.
Yeah.
Coming Home is one of the greatest Paul Stanley songs, and they open Unplugged with it. And that really showcases how great the song Coming Home is. Yeah, All the Way, Hotter Than Hell. This is a great album. It was recorded in California during their first American tour, so got a little bit of a warmer sound. You can really kind of tell the difference in the New York recordings and the California recordings. And the infamous photo shoot where Paul and Gene would be anti-drug and drinking for the longest time, but Paul got way in this photo shoot. And you can see some of the pictures from the famous incident there. And I know before this, Ace had gotten into an accident and his face was messed up. So actually, the makeup's only on half his face, and somehow they used a computer or a photocopy to put the rest of his makeup on. But he actually wasn't wearing full makeup here.
Oh.
The more you know. So
Wow.
yeah, my number 3, I think we're Hotter Than Hell. Yep. 74.
And wait, you just had it. Ah, there it is.
Oh, nice. Classic.
Yep. Lick It Up. I mean, what can we say? How heavy this album starts out. It blows me away. I mean,
Yeah,
it's heavy.
It's a killer album.
It's heavy, man. It's heavy. I think my least favorite song is Lick It Up, though.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's
Me
not
too.
because it's overplayed, but it's pretty lame.
It's gross. It's kind of gross. What are we licking and why?
But as stupid as it is, All Hell Breaking Loose
Oh, I love it.
is awesome.
Street hustle comes up to me and I'm walking down the street minding my own business.
He said, hey, man.
What be this? And what be that?
Oh, man.
Dude, I actually heard that song in the wild at a freaking Hot Topic not too long ago. If you can
You're
believe
joking.
that. I swear on everything I did, man.
Man, I need to go to this place. It rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know we've talked about it already, but
No,
this album is so fun to listen to.
I'm glad that you have that this
It
high
is
up,
so
man.
fun to listen
and
to.
I know you're number 1. I don't know you're number 2, but I'm glad that this one's high up because I'm not the biggest fan of the non-makeup years. I do like them, but knowing how big of a fan you are, I'm glad we see eye to eye on this album because it really is a heavy metal album.
It is a metal album.
Yeah.
Like, it rocks. It's so fun.
A million to one to me. Is
Go
one of
back and listen to this album if you haven't in a while, and you know you can skip Lick It Up. But
Yeah. Yeah.
You won't go. You won't. be wrong.
If you want to listen to Lick It Up, go to the Heretica Wicked Mistress YouTube page. We got a video of us doing it. Listen to that version.
Yeah, there you go.
Why did we cover Lick It Up? Just because it was easy?
Yeah,
just,
it was
to get us
something.
all in the
If we had
groove?
time, we could play another one. Everyone would know it.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
All right, so I think we're at my number 2 here. Yep, we're at my number 2, and I'm going Rock and Roll Over. This, to me, if it wasn't for the next album in this list, this would be number 1 all day. This was the first Kiss album that I remember I was in the 5th grade. This was after my first exposure to Kiss, Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits. When I went back, I had my mom get me this.
Right.
And I listened to it falling asleep on my headphones like almost every night. I loved it. It's the best album cover. If Ace sang on this album, it would be my number 1 album probably. Right. I mean, what can you say? There's not a single skipper on this album. Making Love is one of my favorite Kiss songs ever. Baby Driver, I've already talked about. Ladies Room, Take Me, I Want You. This is kind of the album that if somebody needs to get into Kiss and they're asking you the album, you might want to give them this one. This has got the best production. I know that Peter Criss actually set up his drums in a public bathroom in the studio to get that kind of reverb sound, and you could tell too because the drum sound out of the first 5 albums, to me the drums sound the best on. Actually, maybe out of all the Kiss albums, the original lineup, this has got the best drum sound to me. Everybody's just really newfound success on this album. They had only been successful. Alive had really blown up. Destroyer had blown up. So if you don't count the live album, this is really only the second album that they're doing that they're a successful band.
Right.
And they're hungry again. You can kind of tell from just how this album is mixed. I don't know how much else to say about it, but Rock and Roll Over is absolutely killer. To me, there's not a single bad song on it. And if it wasn't for my next one, it would be number one. All right, let's hear your number 2.
Number 2 for me.
Wow, that high.
Yeah.
Asylum. Right on, man. Right on. Hey, this is why I wanted to do this.
So everyone will know. You put Asylum pretty low.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
And oh my God,
that's one of the reasons why.
That's a silly photo. Oh man. To me, this was one of the first albums I got.
Oh really?
Kiss. Can you believe that?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What year? Do you remember what year that would have been?
Maybe 99.
Okay. So you got this one before Psycho Circus?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I got this one shortly after getting that compilation album.
Gotcha.
And I want to say I got it for really cheap too, but I can't recall.
Yeah.
It was on cassette at a Rose's. So
Okay, gotcha.
A Rose's discount store or whatever they're called.
Yeah, we still have them here in Columbus.
Are they? Oh, okay. But yeah, I think I got that and the Smashing Pumpkins, something else. Anyway.
Right on.
But this album was just so much fun. Any way you slice it. To me.
you slice it.
No, but it was just a lot of fun to listen to. I guess it was kind of one of the first things that I was really like first albums that I got by Kiss. And
yeah.
So it just kind of stuck with me. You know, as
Hey,
being
one of
the most fun albums to listen to. And I love this era. I love this era of Kiss because the music just is more upbeat.
Yeah.
And it's more that style that I like to listen to, that 80s style,
Yeah.
I guess, you know, and sometimes it can come off as pretty bubblegummy, you know, if they're saying.
Well,
at least.
this album
It's not
more so to
necessarily
me.
heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
See, I'm actually surprised you have Animalize over this because Animalize you get that too, but you also get the heaviness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that you don't get heavy here. I mean, there's some
Hall
heavy
of
stuff
Mountain
here.
King, but King of the Mountain. I about said Hall of Mountain King, but I meant King of the Mountain.
Hey, we should do a Sabotage ranking one day.
Absolutely.
Right
That
on,
album, other than Hall of Mountain King, is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's a great album.
But
my favorite.
That is some heavy metal.
My favorite album by them is Edge of Thorns. So.
Oh yeah, that rules too. But
just spoiler alert.
Yeah, Zach Stevens rules.
Yeah,
just so you know.
The rumor is they're going to do a new record soon.
Is that right?
I haven't heard that. They've been doing shows and they've been putting out videos. But,
I thought for sure they were going to come play the States and headline Prog Power next year, but they didn't.
Oh,
I was hoping for it, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it was just like the first album I got by Kiss, so there's a lot of memories there by them.
Can't beat that, man.
You know, it's just.
And it is a killer record. I mean, there's
awesome.
not a bad Kiss album other than The Elder.
But all night on that one.
Yeah. All right, we're up to our number 1. Well, ours are going to be really different.
Yep.
This is kind of like the most different number. This is like 2 examples of Kiss fans here.
Yes.
My number 1, all day, every day. The debut, 74.
Right.
It's just the only. Again, if we were including live albums, this would be number 3 for me, 4 for me. Most of these songs I go back and listen to on a live. I'm just going to be honest.
Right.
However, the track listings, man, are you kidding me? You got Strutter, Nothing to Lose, Firehouse, Cold Gin, Let Me Know, Deuce, 100,000 Years in Black Diamond. Now, I skipped Love Theme from Kiss and Kissin' Time. Now, the original release of this album did not have Kissin' Time. That was something that a radio DJ added because they were going to be contestants in a kissing contest. It really pissed the band off. So they added Love Theme from Kiss as the theme they did for this radio DJ kissing contest. It's really dumb. But other than that, this album is perfection. I mean, ending with Black Diamond. The ending of 100,000 Years into Black Diamond and the way that it distorts as it goes out, I mean, this is my favorite debut rock album of all time.
Really?
Too Fast for Love by Motley Crue comes in a close second, but yeah, this is my favorite debut album. You can't beat it. They did, 3 albums between 74 and 75? They did this one, Hotter Than Hell, Dressed to Kill, and then in 75 they came out with a live, and I mean, by that point, they had catapulted. But I mean, every single show they did up until the End of the Road tour, they did all of these songs, man.
Right.
They did Strutter, they did Nothing to Lose, Firehouse, Cold Gin, Deuce, 100,000 Years, and Black Diamond. I mean, name another band that's their first album holds up like this one does. I mean, this one just, sure, Richie Kerner, Richie Wise, and the other guy, I forget the names of the producers, and then Kenny Kerner and Richie Wise. Eddie Kramer had produced the demo to this album, and then for some reason they got those two guys to record it. They didn't do a good job production-wise on this album. It's very thin. It's not a very heavy album.
Right.
The songs are there,
Right.
and as a Kiss fan, the songs are there. No, it's not recorded great. I don't know why they didn't have Eddie Kramer. If you can get a copy of the Eddie Kramer demo, it's on YouTube. That's the one you want to listen to. But with that being said, I love this album. It is my #1 Kiss album. That's never changed, never will. All Day Baby, 1974. You are the best. You got the best. The hottest band in the land back then, just the land. Kiss. All right.
We should have ended on yours because mine is not even like that. Mine is
his #1.
Crazy Nights.
Crazy Nights. There we
Crazy
go.
Nights is my favorite album, and Good Girl Gone Bad is my favorite song by Kiss. Yeah, and I
that's
love
your favorite
Paul.
song by Kiss?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah.
That's a good song.
And I love Paul so much, but Gene, you know, he sings that one anyway. But
yeah.
It's such a cool song.
The verses to that song are very cool. Like it is.
Yeah. It rules. The verse sounds so cool. The way he
does.
sings it and the way it is very cool song. That song rules.
And then No
is
one of my favorites of their non-makeup eras.
And is poppy metal or poppy rock as it is. Turn on the Night really rocks.
Turn on the night.
It's like borderlining power metal vocals.
And it's like it's like Paul Stanley said those on the vocal booth and sucked helium.
Yeah,
said,
his voice his voice gets so high on that it blew me away.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, what the heck, man? But
well, man, that's so interesting. The difference in because a lot of diehards will kind of discount this album altogether, but here we are flying the flag. I don't have it as high as you, but it's nowhere near the end of my list.
I was a 80s hair metal type guy.
Well, me too,
and it was like
Kiss, yeah.
When I heard it for the first time, I was like, dude, this is what I like. Right here. This is the music that I like.
Yeah.
And the more I kept listening to the album, and I said to myself, I'm going to fight hell to hold this album.
Hell yeah.
No,
one of my favorite Paul songs, honestly. I've said that to every Paul song.
Yeah, I really love this album. It is so catchy. It's so cool. And I don't know. This is my go-to Kiss album.
Hey, that's
for
killer,
my go-to songs. As strange as that is.
Again, I like it more than some people. I like it. Don't like it quite as much, but it's definitely it's not low in my listing. But it is a good album. There's some good songs on it.
I don't know if it's just that vibe of the music in that era.
Yeah.
What was that? 85, right in the middle there, or so.
Something like
probably
that. 86, maybe even a little later.
Can't even recall.
I think it was 88 actually.
But I'm telling you,
87. So we're all over the place.
43.
Yeah, really.
But, it's something about that time that I love that kind of music. It's a lot of fun. Now, and of course, every year I feel like I listen to something different, but it's all, in heavy metal.
Yeah.
Oh, he's big into power metal this year. And I listen to old
doom metal.
Something else, like King Diamond or something, and then you come back and listen to Crazy Nights by Kiss. It's like, that's a little bit less on the edge, but it's still
I haven't
catchy.
listened to Crazy Nights in quite some time as a whole. Well, until I was revisiting them to do this. But yeah, even I had taken a break from Kiss, and then Ace died, and it really got me back into it. I don't know what else to say. Any last thing about Kiss before we end this episode?
Kiss rules.
Kiss rules. Good call. Good call.
Like I said, and as we were saying, this is filmed on a Panasonic camcorder on VHS. It's the first video. We literally just kind of said, hey, we got these lists. We're going to talk about it. We're going to hit play and then
see what happens.
Go ahead and just talk about stuff. Yeah. And if you're still watching, thank you so much.
Leave in the comments what your ranking is. Let us know how wrong we are.
Yes.
I know we said some stuff that are kind of we're opinionated Kiss fans, so we probably said something that you really disagree with. Let us know. And
just know he's read all the books on Kiss. He knows the ins and outs. He's watched all the documentaries. He knows Kiss.
They're my favorite band. They're my favorite band. And I will agree with you. I am all day long an 80s hair metal guy. It's where, I mean, it's where my heart really lies. But when it comes to Kiss, I can't get out of the 74 through 77. It's what I want to hear. It's what, I mean, I'll listen to all the shows and be like, oh, this night they were better. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, that was a good first episode. Let us know what you think. And next one is coming soon. Happy Halloween. Rest in peace, Ace Frehley.
Yes.
In the future, we'll do an Ace video. And yeah, let us know what you think. Rockin' and talking. That's a wrap.